You are looking at the latest facelift of the UV-K5 transceiver. The UV-K5 transceiver is a very famous radio because this radio can be very easily hackable. And after the modifications, you can get much more features from this radio. One of them is, for example, the spectrum scope with waterfall. You can get some Morse code decoder, and the main feature is that you can get the shortwave reception and single sideband reception. The single sideband reception also on VHF and UHF bands, also on shortwave, middle wave and long waves. You will not lose anything from its original features like VHF UHF transmission or reception or the FM band reception. Everything will be there and you will get much more features instead of this. Well, you had seen maybe my first two videos with modifications. The first one has been modified by the version 1 modification board. Then it was version 2 modification board, and this is the version 2.5. The version 2 has come with the very low audio level, and therefore I modified the next radio with the version 2 because the version 2 has come with built-in audio amplifier. But the version 2 was very complicated because you had to remove the capacitor, because you wanted to use a secondary antenna for a better reception on short waves, and there was nothing to connect this external antenna to this board. And therefore I purchased the version 2.5, which comes already with external antenna socket. Also in this 2.5 version has been added the RF amplifier in the path on the signal to this chip. So here you can see the audio chip or audio amplifier. Down there is the band pass filter. Over here is the chip which includes long waves, middle waves and short wave band receiver, and also it decodes or demodulates the single sideband signals. Inside this chip you can find also the FM band radio. So all this stuff is hidden here on this little board. Also, this board comes with some other stuff, and inside this tiny box you will find the pigtail, which is the tiny coaxial cable with the IPX connector on the end. Also, there is a SMA socket connector. You can see there this RF choke. Also 3 pieces of small spare capacitors and also small piece of tiny wire. This tiny wire should be used as a jumper wire, and these 3 capacitors, I'm still not sure for the reason why they are over there. But today I decided to make this modification much more easier because I would like to leave all the original components on its place. The only component which I will remove from the main board will be this FM band radio chip. This FM band radio chip will be replaced by this whole modification board, and it gives us much more features. So I hope that this way of the modification will work, and let me open this radio and we'll see if it works or not, and I hope that I will not break the radio. If you like to see the links for the radio and link for this modification board, just go down into the video description and you will find the link over there. So wish me luck, and I'm going to open the radio. For now, I will leave this original choke over here, which should be removed in the previous versions. So I have to close or put this screen back on the place. LEDs out, and next will be the FM radio chip, which is over here, and I will replace this chip by the modification board. To remove of this FM radio chip, I am going to use also this tiny piece of wire which has been in the kit. And the second side as well. Alright, and chip is out. Now I need to clean those traces underneath. Soldering flux and the soldering tape. And one more. Okay, so as you can see that this FM radio band chip has been removed from its place, and I need to use an ethanol for cleaning all this area, and I wish to glue this tiny board over here to this area. Well, I have used this self-adhesive double-sided tape to be able to fix this modification board onto a motherboard of this radio. And as you can see that I shaped this tape exactly by the edges of the modification board. The second thing is that I left this area free of the tape because we need to solder this area to the main board. So as you can see here on the main board, the shape of this modification board is exactly as we need. Now when the board is over here, I'm going to solder this chip area. But before I will do that, let me explain one thing, that I am not going to remove this little capacitor which is going from an original antenna. So I'm going to leave this capacitor on its place. I'm going to leave also this capacitor on its place, and also this little coil, I will leave it on its place. The reason why I'm leaving it on its place is that the modification board itself has its own input for an antenna. So I believe that is it not so important to remove all those components already. Before soldering, I'm going to use this soldering fluid or acid for better soldering. When the ground is connected, next I'm going to use this hair-like wire. It's very tiny, and I need to do a jumper from this little plate to this upper side of resistor over here. And here you can see this connection between the plate and the upper side of this tiny resistor. And it is always important to do a continuity test Perfect. There is also another pin over here, but I believe that this should be connected to this plate, but I was checking the continuity test on this little pin, and there is no continuity with the ground. Well, I would rather to not connect this pin to this plate over here. I believe that the ground is properly connected to this point, so for now I will leave it, and I believe that it should work as well. So the next step will be this audio connection, and the audio connection should be connected to this lower end of this tiny resistor. Okay, so resistor is connected to its audio pin. Alright, so everything should be soldered. So let me resume again. So here we can see ground connection. This is the positive supply or power supply of this modification board. Here, connection between all 8 pins. Here is the connection for the audio, and I left this connection to the ground. And the final thing what we have to do is to connect the IPX connector from the pigtail or coaxial cable. It is super tiny, so we have to be very careful when we mount this little connector to it. Okay, I will line this tiny coaxial cable here on the side of screen or the display, and I will go down or up to the antenna. Before I will drill the bigger hole into this chassis and I will complete the radio, I need to update the firmware in the radio to a new CEC 051 HF firmware, and then I will test this radio for the first time if it's receiving or not on short waves. Okay, so before we start upgrading firmware in the radio, we need this programming cable, which is standard Kenwood style. And in my case, I am using the cable from Retevis, but of course, any other cables will work, like from Baofeng or Quansheng. So connect this wire to your computer, and of course you must install also the proper driver for this cable. So the first thing what you have to do is you have to go to the KD8CEC amateur radio website, or if you type www.hamski.com, or you can also find the link to this website in the video description. If you go down on this website, you will see the overview of the firmware, and on the bottom of the website you can find the link, and this is the download link. So if you go to this download link, you will find the latest firmware, which is the CEC 051 HF, and you can download this firmware from this website, like over here. And Once you downloaded this firmware from this website, we have to go to another website or another link. This link you will also find down in the video description. And here we are looking for a programming program. The name of this program is K5 Prog Win. In my case, it is exe because I'm using Windows operating system. So please download the K5 Prog Win exe to your computer and start this program or install this program. And once you have installed the K5 Prog into your computer, you are ready to turn on your transceiver into a firmware mode. To do so, you have to push and hold the PTT button over here on the side. Make sure that you push this button properly and turn on your radio. And then you can release the finger. Now is this radio in a firmware mode, and you can upload a new custom firmware into this radio. And then you can connect the cable and go to the K5 Prog software. And this is how the K5 Prog software looks like. So here you have to select your serial port. In my case, it is COM4. And now here you can read that radio is in firmware update mode, and in this case, seems that the radio is communicating with your computer. You have correctly installed all drivers and programs and a cable. So now it's everything okay. You have to go to Write Firmware button over here, and you have to select your downloaded firmware. So in my case, it's going to be a CEC 051. And as you can see that the program or the firmware is uploading into the radio. And it's done. And finally, once this upload process reach 100%, your radio will reboot. And in this case, I recommend to do a reset through the menu, especially if you had installed some different than original firmware before you installed the CEC firmware in your radio. So in this case, we are ready to test this transceiver if the modification board works properly or not. For the radio test, I'm going to use this external speaker. It doesn't matter if you connect the red one to this and black one to this, it is the same. This is the upper sideband mode, as you can see on the screen. And I will connect some kind of piece of wire into an antenna connector or coaxial cable. So, as you can see, the modification works pretty well. After my next reset in the menu and upload the original configuration file into this radio through the K5 Prog, This radio will be also backlighted, but now it is not working because it is stopped this feature in the menu. But the radio itself with this modification works, and my next step will be connect this coaxial cable or pigtail to the SMA connector. And also I have to drill a bigger hole here into LED location, and I will place this SMA connector over there. So let's go. For the hole and the SMA connector, we have to use 6mm drill. So I don't have 6mm drill, I will use 6.5mm drill. I think this is gonna be okay as well. Just be careful you not hit the glass with the drill inside the box. Yeah, it is okay, just a little wobbling inside, but nothing bad at all. We need to prepare also this socket, and of course we need to remove all those little pads from the ground. And also we need to make this center pin a little shorter, of course. We need to make it shorter as much as we can. Alright, just leave a little piece of metal in the middle to be able to solder the center pin of coaxial cable. You can grind it a little bit, and we are ready to solder this connector to coaxial cable. If you put this SMA connector inside, you can see that it is not deep enough into the plastic, and I believe that it is not good because of the PCB board or the main board will be very close to the edges of the SMA connector, and therefore we have to do one thing, and I have to make a little bit more space and drill into the plastic and make more space for the SMA connector. And this is the drill which I will be using for the plastic. Well, I think I have made it, and you can see that the connector is right deep into the plastic. You see the edge of the plastic and the edge of connector. They are pretty the same. And also a very important thing is if you look at this connector from outside, this connector should be straight. Also from side and also from back or front. That's really important also. So let me show you in detail how this connection looks like. As you see, the braid is connected to the body of SMA socket, and also center pin is connected to the center pin of SMA socket. So now I'm ready to install this connector into the radio, but before I will do that, I need to clean these footprints and stuff around, and also I need to clean the screen on the main board. Okay, now it's perfectly clean, and I see some dust particles. You see the SMA connector, it's fixed and tightened with 8mm key. And I say again that it is not important what color you use to this side or to this side, it is actually the same. If you had a stereo speakers, two speakers combined together, then it is important, but not if you have just a mono speaker system. So before you will assemble your transceiver, make sure that you have space for this coaxial cable, or you can make this coaxial cable a little bit shorter. Make sure that these buttons are okay, also those buttons as well, and short test. Okay, everything seems to be fine, and the battery okay. And radio works. So let's go to the shortwave mode. If you wish to go to the shortwave mode, you need to long press the 0 button, and you can get here, and long press of the F button, you will change from AM to the USB receive mode. Now I'm going to test if the antenna works. Perfect. So this modification has been finally finished, and the radio is working flawlessly. Very nice. I'm so happy that this third modification, or modification with 2.5 version modification board, is for me extremely simple, extremely easy. We don't need to remove the antenna capacitor, we don't need to remove the other capacitor and a little coil, we don't need to remove the RF choke from the main board. Just two things we need to remove, and it was the LED which has been here, and also the second thing was the FM radio chip. Just these two components we needed to remove and place the new board into this radio. That's it. That's really simple. So with a little skill of soldering, you can make it very easily at home. Of course, the worst thing was grinding the inside of this plastic. Of course, you need a proper tool maybe for or to do it, but I believe that it can be done also very easily. If you have something like this, you can scratch this plastic until you done. Well, as you see, everything is working. I already connected my SMA antenna, vertical antenna, and I turn on the backlight already. There are some others, some other kind of modification boards already, maybe with added Bluetooth audio connection and maybe some other interesting stuff. Okay, so here we can see the UV-K5/99 after the version 2.5 modification. And as you see, I have connected my SMA vertical telescopic whip antenna. I am on a 17-meter band, and let me show you how it sounds like over here. Oscar Hotel 5 Zulu Zulu on 15 meter.
You are 5 and 9. The name is Boris. Bravo Oscar Romeo India Sugar. Oscar Hotel 5 Zebra Zebra. Listen.
Weak station from Spain. There is minimal wobbling when shaking the radio, which was quite significant on the previous versions. And 27555, 11 meters upper sideband.
Let's target V163 Sugar Delta 001 11 CQDX 163 Sugar Delta 001 listening 590 I was getting a mic there next year. I was getting a mic there.
Amazing reception on the small antenna only. And the station from Israel on 10 meters. Amazing signal.
Japan Zanzibar, two station calling me, one moment please, Sugar Papa 4, Japan Zulu 4x5 Lima Lima. Дякую bardzo, you are 59, name is Yuri, Mikey teaches Beersheba, yourself.
And this is received on the bandwidth 3 kilohertz right now. So let me go to 4 kilohertz. That's 4 kilohertz right now.
One moment. Starek, Curix, Darek, I answer the station Sugar Papa 4 Japan Zulu. Sugar Papa 4 Japan Zulu. Thank you very much for your answer for my call. Wish you good luck, good weekend. It's our first case on SSB mod. Sugar Papa 4 Japan Zulu, 4x5 Lima Lima. До услышания, до везения. Шалом, шалом, good luck.
It was a difference between 3 and 4 kilohertz.
Before I Sugar Papa 4 Japan Zulu. Now I need to answer to your station. Sugar Papa 4 Delta Delta 45 Lima Lima Darakio. 59 plus, name is Yuri, my Kitich is Bersheva Kessel.
And this is the AM broadcast station on 25 meters.
Offre un environnement naturel préservé composé de forêts, de rivières, de châteaux et de monuments historiques.
Reception on
De nombreux artistes
4 kilohertz filter.
Depuis 2016, des collaborations avec la ville chinoise de Pengzhou, dans la province du Sichuan, ont eu lieu. Patrick Sexier, président de la communauté de communes Montrécel et Loin, vous invite à découvrir ce splendide territoire et à vivre une expérience unique. Bonjour, je m'appelle Patrick Sexier.
I think that the audio is slightly overmodulated, overloaded. So maybe this jumper is coming from the board to the main board. I don't know.
Suivi des villages. Nous sommes dans un environnement naturel préservé de grande qualité avec des forêts, des rivières, des châteaux, des monuments historiques, des expositions, des villes de très nombreux peintres, et en particulier Rosa Bonheur, le peintre précédent, qui ont vécu de très nombreuses années. Cette année, les touristes chinois ont été notre territoire. Nous avons de nombreuses collaborations et réalisons des projets concrets. En Chinois, échange touristique avec l'ouverture d'une maison touristique de Montréal, spectacle, français, création d'entreprises.
And this is the AM broadcast station on AM band or middle waves.
Vor fi încălzite cu energie verde provenită de la două foraje de extracție a apei geotermale la o adâncime de aproximativ 130 de metri. Într-o altă etapă, proiectului vor fi incluse și 200 de apartamente din comună. Și localitatea Lovin derulează un proiect în valoare de 3 milioane de euro, prin care vor fi încălzite cu apă geotermală peste 1200 de case, iar costurile de întreținere ar urma să scadă semnificativ. De asemenea, aici există o bază de tratament cu apă termală, destul de căutată de localnici și
I think that the Radio Romania
Timișoara a lansat un proiect ambițios intitulat Geotermal pentru valorificarea acestei resurse de energie. Proiectul se limitează deocamdată la un parteneriat cu o companie privată.
please keep in mind that it is mid of the day and it's the worst propagation on the middle waves.
De a înființa un nou serviciu de distribuție a agentului termic în oraș, de această dată, iată, printr-o resursă ieftină și nepoluantă. Trebuie să vă mai spun că prin exploatarea puncturilor existente și prin...
And this is the station on the long waves and a Polish station on 02.25. On 25 I have a terrible noise, so I had to shift the frequency a little bit up to 26.
I zapewnić mu dobrą ochronę zdrowia, a to jest naprawdę kolosalny koszt. Kolejny podatek, nie sądzę. To trochę wychodząc naprzeciw Pana pytaniu, jeżeli chodzi o przeznaczenie tych pieniędzy, przynajmniej jeżeli chodzi o ten podatek, który do tej pory obowiązywał, czy też w niektórych gminach jeszcze obowiązuje, no to jego celem było zwalczanie bezdomności psów, czyli jak rozumiem gminy, samorządy dzięki tym pieniądzom mogły na przykład wspierać schroniska i można powiedzieć za wkład, jeżeli chodzi o pieniądze.
Also received on the telescopic whip.
Maksymalna mogłaby w tym podatku wynieść 178 zł i 26 groszy, jeżeli chodzi o ten potencjalny nowy podatek.
Alright, everything is working pretty well. You have beautifully modified Quansheng UV-K5. Thank you very much guys for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe to my channel for many new videos. And I hope that you will enjoy your own UV-K5. 7.3. Bye-bye.